Have you ever been ganged up by your own family? Not in a loud, obvious way where people shout or throw insults, but in that quiet, suffocating way where you notice the sideway glances, the carefully chosen words, and you realize that somehow the conversation has turned into a silent trial where you are the defendant. If you felt that way, like at first, I just want to say you're not imagining it and you're not alone, because I've been there too. And today, I want to share what really happened to me, how it made me feel, and the surprising lessons I learned when I finally stopped blaming myself. A while ago, I planned what I thought would be a beautiful family gathering. My husband and I rented an Airbnb, somewhere cozy, neutral, a place where we could all come together, laugh, reconnect, and make memories. And honestly, at first, it was beautiful. We were cooking meals together, enjoying the sunshine, and just being present. It felt like maybe, just maybe, this time would be different. But toward the end of the stay, something shifted. My brother showed up and brought his ex-wife along without asking me or my husband if it would be okay to bring her. I hadn't seen or spoken to her in almost 8 years. And yet, there she was, uninvited, walking in like nothing happened. But it felt clear she didn't come to reconnect. She came with an agenda. My husband and I were both extremely uncomfortable. Something about the way she carried herself, the energy she brought, it wasn't warm. It was calculating. That's when the tone changed. You know the one, the half smiles, the loaded questions, the unsolicited advice that isn't really advice, it's judgment wrapped in concern. One comment would drop. Then someone else would add to it. Family members who seemed to be carrying the same energy. And before I knew it, the energy in the room had completely changed. I was surrounded, but not supported. On the outside, I kept smiling. I tried to keep the conversation light. I made sure everyone had food, that everyone felt welcome, because that's what I always do. But inside, my chest felt tight. My stomach turned. My body kept telling me louder and louder, this isn't safe. This isn't love. This is something else. And maybe you felt that too, that quiet panic in your body when you realize the people who were supposed to be your safest place are instead the ones making you feel the smallest. It's not weakness, my friends. It's not paranoia. It's your nervous system saying, I remember this feeling, and it doesn't feel right. In the days after, I kept asking myself, what just happened? Why do I feel so shaken up? My husband and best friend who were at the Airbnb witnessed everything, and they were able to validate what I was going through. And then it hit me. This wasn't the first time. It was the same dynamic I had seen before. But this time it was clearer. I had just been too used to it, too willing to explain it away in the past. I realized they weren't gathering to connect with me. They were gathering around to correct me, to keep me in the same role I had quietly outgrown, the scapegoat, the problem, the one to fix. And seeing that, really seeing it hurts. But it was also freeing at the same time. That experience didn't break me, it revealed me. It showed me that I had grown enough to finally see what was really happening, and that I wasn't willing to keep playing that old role anymore. And here's what I want you to know if you've ever felt cornered by the people you love most. It's okay to outgrow relationships that no longer honor who you are. Your peace is not a betrayal. You're not wrong for wanting something healthier. You're not mean or cold for protecting your energy. You're wise. because love shouldn't feel like a battlefield. You don't have to keep making space for people who only show up to shrink you. It's not your job to hold the door open for someone who keeps walking in just to criticize the furniture. You don't need to be nicer to earn respect. You need to be clearer about your boundaries and stick to them, even if it makes other people uncomfortable. If being yourself feels dangerous around certain people, that's not a reflection of your worth. It's a sign that the relationship itself isn't healthy. And finally, the moment you stop defending yourself is the moment they lose their control. You can step out of the dynamic without needing to convince anyone why. If you felt that knot in your stomach or that silent panic in your chest, please know you're not overreacting, you're not broken, and you're definitely not alone. That moment in my life didn't happen to me, it happened for me. It showed me the cost of staying silent to keep the peace. And it taught me that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is simply see things for what they are and decide you want better. Your family may not change. The dynamic may not magically heal overnight, if at all. But you can change. You can decide you're done playing that old role and start writing your own. And that, my friend, is the start of real freedom. And if this is the moment where something inside you is saying, I can't keep doing this, I can't, I want to offer you something that may help. Head to the description box below and grab my free guide, You're Not the Problem, a starter guide to reclaiming your voice. If you've ever wondered, am I the one ruining everything? Am I really the problem like they say? This guide is for you. It was created for that exact moment when you've been trying so hard to keep the peace, but you're the one that's breaking in the process. Inside, you'll find grounding prompts, gentle truths, and practical tools to help you come back to what's real, your truth, your voice, your peace. My friends, you deserve to feel steady. You deserve to feel whole again. If this spoke to you, please let me know in the comments. Share your story or just drop a like so we know we're not alone. And if you like, I'll share more about how to set healthier boundaries, even with the people closest to us. Thank you for being here. And remember, you are not the problem. And you don't have to keep proving your worth to anyone, my friends. I'll see you next time. Bye.